Hi, I'm Darren at The Grow Show, and these are SmartPot aeration containers. SmartPot containers are an alternative method to traditional container gardening. SmartPot aeration containers make all the difference, focusing purely on your root zone. The aeration aids in your root zone development, it aids in the drainage of your plant, and aids in the temperature of your root zone. All are key factors that are often overlooked by beginning gardeners. First, we're going to talk about how the aeration aids in your root zone development. The fabric containers of the SmartPot allow for your roots to disperse evenly within your container. SmartPot's cloth container walls allow for good support of your plant while allowing for optimal root development. When roots hit the sidewalls of this container, they continue to grow and hit the air. When they hit the outside air, the roots prune, and instead of sending signals to the top of the plant that's being restricted, the roots continue to grow from within. This also then creates more horizontal roots to grow off of your main tap roots and focuses on a more stronger root development base and ball as opposed to long wispy roots that really go nowhere. Your root zone wants to stretch from the base of your plant in all which directions, outwards and downwards. In a traditional plastic pot, when the roots hit the sides of the container, they'll start to bind inwards on the plant. This sends messages to the top of the plant that it's not building its root zone properly, and it will begin to actually restrict your plant growth. The great thing about SmartPot aeration containers is that when the roots hit the side walls of these containers, they'll continue to grow right through. And when they hit the open air, they'll actually prune. And those messages won't be sent to your plant base. Instead, it'll continue to grow healthy and happy and vibrant roots. Whether growing outdoors or indoors, temperature is always a huge factor. However, temperature of your root zone is often overlooked by beginning gardeners. On an 80-degree day, the temperature inside a typical black plastic container can reach over 125 degrees. In a SmartPot aeration container, these cloth pots actually allow for your roots to breathe and flow with the ambient temperature of your environment, causing a much cooler root zone. The black plastic absorbs light and creates heat, suffocates your roots, while the SmartPot roots can breathe. SmartPot aeration containers offer premium drainage when compared to other types of containers. The SmartPot cloth fabric allows for water drainage to come from all sides of your pot, not just the bottom. Also, most plastic containers aren't supplied with sufficient drainage holes at the bottom of their pot, leading to water buildup, which can cause mold problems, root rot problems, and most of all, overwatering, which is a very common problem in beginning gardeners. The added drainage of the SmartPot aeration containers also aids in flushing your fruit or flower. I can run 3 times its size of water through this container, and the container is just going to it's not going to hold more than the medium will. All that excess water is just going to run off and leach your soil. It's going to allow for your soil to be cleaned and rinsed. It's going to allow for your fruit or flower to be cleaned and rinsed. Especially if you're working with consumables, vegetables, drainage is key when wanting to cleanse your fruit. Whether it's your regular watering or your final flush, SmartPot aeration containers offer maximum drainage when compared to plastic containers. SmartPots versus the competition. We've already talked a lot about SmartPots versus your typical black plastic containers. Now let's talk about SmartPots versus clay and ceramic pots, SmartPots versus raised beds, and SmartPots versus decorative containers. Compared to a clay or ceramic pot, a SmartPot is extremely more affordable than paying for clay and ceramic, which can be very fragile, especially if you're moving this plant around the area. Also, the aeration and drainage is always going to be superior than your clay pot. Your clay pot usually has no drainage holes, if any, and you really have to be careful about overwatering. Like I said, it's one of the main problems in beginning gardeners is overwatering, and these pots just aid in that. SmartPots can even be as beneficial as a raised bed. In our larger style SmartPots, you can still grow your gourds and potatoes, and they're more portable. A lot of people don't have the room in their yard for a large raised bed, or they don't have the sunlight for it. With a SmartPot, they're portable, they're small, and you can get a lot done in the confined area. Also, raised beds are quite expensive and cost manual labor to build, not to mention the extreme amounts of soil you use. With a SmartPot, the containers are cheap, the soil is available, and you can do it yourself. SmartPots versus decorative containers? Are you kidding me? Just put a SmartPot inside it. End of story. SmartPot aeration containers are made of durable fabric that is reusable. They're machine wash safe and should hold up the test of time. The most important key to SmartPot aeration containers is root mass and development. In your typical plastic containers, roots have a tendency to bind and wind, and you don't get an even, thick root ball. You're really looking for a strong, healthy, proportional to the plant root mass. Bigger the root, the bigger your fruit. In SmartPot aeration containers, when the roots hit the side containers begin to air prune, it allows for structure and development within. Instead of your plastic container, you have your main tap roots that continue to bind and wind. SmartPot aeration containers and the pruning of your roots promote for new root shoots to grow off of your existing tap roots. making for more healthier taproots that are able to reach and uptake nutrients from further away. Here at the Grow Show, we got smart pots in any size you need. 2 gallon, 3 gallon, 5 gallon, 7, 10, 15, 20. Heck, we got 4x4 bed liners. You want bigger than that? Smart Pot will make it for you. Up to 1,000 gallons, even special order, anything you're looking for. If you want to know what Smart Pot size is right for you, come on down to the Grow Show in Michigan or step online to thegrowshow.org and order one for you today.